everyone, it's Ruby here today, and I thought that I would do a short movie review of The Fault in Our Stars, and by extension, talk a little bit about the book. Now, I won't go into great detail about the book or do a book review because I feel like most people watching this have either heard of or already read the book, and therefore I feel like I don't need to replicate what everybody has already been saying. For a very short summary for anyone completely in the dark, it is a young adult book about two teenagers who have had or do have cancer and meet in a cancer support group. In general, I would consider this book to be an almost existential view on life because they are always going to be a little bit at death's door and need to constantly be evaluating what is considered to be life or what is considered to be family. This is why I think it's a fairly unique book, because it takes this view that teenagers aren't just in love or aren't just hormone driven, but they also have a lot to contribute into society, and like John Green has said in the past, that they also have their own unique experiences and own unique views on what it means to sort of have value on this earth. That being said, this book was also a very delicate subject, and so the movie was going to be even more of a delicate project, and so going into it I wasn't really sure what to expect. John Green had assured people that he loved the movie without getting paid for it, and that he had been on set most days, and therefore I knew that it would be okay, but I'm always cynical about these sorts of movies, so I wasn't quite sure what to expect. So I went to the night before Our Stars, which is the night premiere of it, with a live streaming Q&A with John Green, the cast and the crew, as well as the deleted scene with John Green in it. I have to say that the deleted scene should remain deleted. John Green is not a very good actor, and I think that it might have been deleted for more than just time's sake. Now, I'm also not getting paid to do this review, but I have to say that the movie was outstanding. It felt like the book, which is an almost undescribable feeling. The actors were able to portray the characters just like I had sort of imagined in my head, and a lot of the scenery was also extremely similar. It also helped probably that John Green was on set most of the time, so he was able to sort of direct what his vision was. The only difference, the only noticeable thing that I discovered is that some of the dialogue had changed, or some of the scenes or how you discover things change, just because in the book it is in first person, but in the movie it is of course third person. So instead of being able to just think the things or just to read things, you have to portray it in some sort of dialogue or to read it out in some sort of fashion. However, I don't think that this took away from the movie at all, and so it is absolutely amazing. Because I went to the night premiere of it, most of the people who were watching it had already read the book, and everybody was crying at the same times as the book and laughing at the same times that the book had been funny or the movie had been funny. So in a way, the audience had a very similar sort of experience that I did with the movie, and so I can definitely say that it was an amazing experience. The only thing that turned me off with the movie was something that is my own hang-ups, and that's that to me, the book is more than a young adult novel. It is very existential and talks about the relationship between the reader and a book. Therefore, I felt like it was a book within a book. And so I was more interested in sort of the literary references or authorship or all of the nerdy sort of things that go along with John Green's books. However, in the movie, it had focused more on the romance, and so there were long scenes of them just staring at each other, which out of context just seemed to be very awkward, mushy sort of staring contests. So in a way, the movie had just portrayed it as a young adult movie like it should be, rather than a nerdy movie that I had sort of expected. But all in all, they still had a lot of cool things to be had in that movie, and I would definitely recommend that you see it. One thing I am experiencing right now, and one thing that I couldn't really get across in a video, so I might do a blog post about it later, but that's the idea of catharsis. I had been an observer of this project for so long. I started watching Vlogbrother videos around the time that John Green had started writing in Amsterdam, so he was writing The Fault in Our Stars, and I've been following both Hank and John Green since that time, and they've let me and everybody else into the production of both the book and the movie. Therefore, just like the cast and crew, I sort of felt like it is over and that it is one big project coming to an end. And I don't think that is a bad thing, but I think that is a thing that makes you feel very idle for a while. So hopefully you gleaned some ideas from this. I feel like this video is very disconnected because there's a lot of thoughts going through my head and a lot of different emotions that I'm feeling from this movie experience. But I feel like that's going to be a lot of people's thoughts as well. So you can subscribe, thumbs it up, comment, do your thing, and I will talk to you guys later.